Welcome back, everyone, to another dicondissectional production hosted by Deathstroke9. Today we're going to be reacting to a patron request. This is Primitive Radio God. This is a mouthful. Primitive Radio Gods, standing outside a broken phone booth with money in my hand. Okay. So, welcome back to the channel, everyone. If you're new here, hello, my name is Daniel, aka Deathstroke9, and here I react to music. I try to figure out what the lyrics and the music mean to me personally. And yeah, never heard of this group, never heard of this song. They told me I think it's a 90s song, so I don't know. Might be chill, might be angry, might be grungy. Who knows what it's gonna be? So, but yeah, if you enjoy reaction videos, specifically more analytical ones, I try to figure out what the lyrics mean a lot of times. They specifically said would like to see you try to figure out the lyrics on this one. A lot of times when people say that, it means that they're impossible to figure out, so a lot of these songs have abstract lyrics, especially from the 90s. I've noticed that songs got a lot less straightforward as the grunge era came in, although they were already kind of a lot of times less straightforward. But anyway, I digress. So yeah, that's what we're going to be listening to today. So, link to the original video is going to be down in the description. And subscribe if you enjoy reaction videos in general. I'd appreciate it. Alright. Primitive Radio Gods. That's such a perfect name for a band. Standing outside a broken phone booth with money in my hand. I've got the lyrics pulled up over here. And yeah, I have... it's an interesting album cover, kind of. Just a man in his shadow. I wish this light would stop breaking. Jeez. It says chorus BB King right here. Weird. Okay. Someone actually, a different patron requested that I do BB King's music as well, so I'm going to probably be doing that soon as well. Blues, right? That'll be fun. Alright. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Sorry if the light messes up again. So just recently we did Beck Loser. This is reminding me just a little bit of that. That's so weird. It like loops his voice. Got like harmonies now. All right, gotta pause it. A lot of times YouTube can block videos if you don't pause it. It helps, so I do every video. Plus I can kind of let some of what just happened sink in. So we've got a drum beat, and then either a bass or some type of piano or keyboard thing in the background. Synth, who knows what that is. It seems like the front and center instrument here is the drums, which is pretty interesting. I mean, like, obviously there are drum solos, but in this specific case, it feels very, very interesting. His voice reminds me a little bit of, like, I don't know, something like Death Cab for Cutie, maybe? Just a little bit. Was featured on the soundtrack to the Jim Carrey film The Cable Guy. All right. Jan lays down and wrestles in her sleep. Moonlight spills on comic books and superstars and magazines. An old friend calls and tells us where to meet. Her plane takes off from Baltimore Street and touches down on Bourbon Street. We sit outside and argue all night long about a God we've never seen, but never fails to side with me. Sunday comes and all the papers say, Ma Teresa's joined the mob and happy with her full-time job. We'll come back to the lyrics. Let's keep going. 3, 2, let me bring it back a little bit more. 3, 2, 1, Primitive Radio Gods, the name of the song. Insert name here. I like that. Interesting choice of song that they use in the background. I've been downhearted, babe, ever since the day we met. You have such a powerful voice. Sounded like the plane he was talking about. Oh, nice piano. What the heck was that? It's like a broken record. Or like a scratch sheet record, yeah.
Killed us all a million years before the fall. You ride the waves and don't ask where they go. You swim like lions through the crest and bathe yourself in zebra flesh.
It's fun.
I've been downhearted, baby. I've been downhearted, baby. Ever since the day we met. Ever since the day we met.
Wow. Music is very evocative. Wow. Well, that was different. Yeah, of course that's up next. All right. What other things are on here? The Toadies, Alice in Chains, Blues Traveler, Temple of the Dog. All right. First of all, I liked it. The music might not have been the most complex or intricate music in the world compared to some of the other stuff we've been listening to on the channel so far. However, it definitely fit with the song, okay? So you had a little bit of a beat. It was the song, so something that, I don't know why I'm comparing it to this, but it reminded me a little bit of the Porcupine Tree song that we listened to. Not really. The Porcupine Tree song was way more complex and had way more transitions and cool stuff going on musically. But this song had that same very depressing vibe feeling to it. And then as the song went on and it kind of turned into static and just noises, we had that drum beat, kind of just walking. I feel like I'm just pacing down a gray street. It's kind of raining or drizzling. I'm dressed all in black, and I'm kind of just looking down, walking through puddles. There's a bunch of other people walk by them. Don't really notice anything. Come to a broken phone booth, money in my hand almost, you know? The wind is howling. Very evocative, very depressing, and I think the whole song kind of feels like it revolves around this line right here. I've been downhearted, baby, ever since the day we met. So this girl obviously isn't good for him. And I'm saying girl because, as always, I often put myself in the place of the protagonist or main character of the story. So I think of myself, you know. Jan lays down and wrestles in her sleep. So I think Jan's the girl. She's nervous about meeting him again, I think. Because it kind of just talks about the scene, sets the scene for her. Moonlight spills on comic books and superstars and magazines. She might want to be a superstar, maybe? Who knows? An old friend calls and tells us where to meet. So he's going to meet her probably again. I think it might be... It feels like it might be different. No? Am I wrong? Like, it feels like they might have met before in the past. So anyway, an old friend who obviously knows them both calls, and they find out where to meet. They obviously care about each other because she's on a plane, flying out there. Plane takes off from Baltimore and touches down in Bourbon Street. Then we sit outside and argue all night about a God we've never seen. Never fails to side with me. So that almost makes me think, is he Christian and she's not? Or maybe not Christian, but believes in God? What is that called? A theist? Is he a theist and she's an atheist? And his God that he has never fails to side with him. And because of that, Sunday comes, all the papers say Mother Teresa's joined the mob. And she's happy for doing that. Okay? So the song definitely feels like some religious questioning themes to it. Or just questioning in general. Am I alive? Or am I just thoughts that slowly drift away? Does summer come for everyone? Can humans do as prophets say? If I die before I learn to speak, can money pay for all the days I lived awake but half asleep? That's a really powerful line. Can money pay for all the days I lived awake but half asleep? Wow. Stop living half asleep, people. Sometimes I want to just open my eyes even though they're already open. It's very true. A life is time. They teach you growing up. The seconds ticking killed us all. 1,000,000 years before the fall. You ride the waves and don't ask where they go. You swim like lions through the crest and bathe yourself in zebra flesh. Weird. It feels like a questioning song. But now we're going to check song facts to see if there's anything that we can add to this. Charted number 10 in the US. It's off their album Rocket. The hook samples the line, I've been downhearted, baby, ever since the day we met, from a live performance of B.B. King singing How Blue Can You Get, which can be heard on his 1971 album Live in Cook County Jail. That song was written by a British songwriter and music journalist named Leonard Feather, along with his wife Jane. They each shared composer credits on Phone Booth as a result of the sample. The song was written and first recorded by the group's lead singer, Chris O'Connor. His band, the I-Rails, spent the back half of the 80s playing gigs around Santa Monica, California, releasing 4 independent albums along the way. When they broke up in 1991, O'Connor used his friend's garage studio to record the Rocket album. The whole's okay. Which cost about $1,000 to make and was filled with songs dealing with his disaffection. Predictably, he got no takers and the album sat on the shelf. O'Connor abandoned his music career and took a job as an air traffic controller at Los Angeles International Airport. In 1994, his passion for music returned, and he sent out the remaining copies of the album he had made to various record companies. These unsolicited tapes rarely found the ears of a decision maker, but Jonathan Daniel, an AR man at Fiction Records, popped in the tape and gave it a listen. This song jumped out at him. It's got tons of atmosphere. Daniel played the tape for some other executive, and O'Connor got a deal with the Ergo division of Columbia Records, which released the album as Primitive Radio Gods, a far more exotic name for the band than Chris O'Connor. Standing outside a broken phone booth went to number 1 on the modern rock charts and got considerable airplay on Top 40 radio. Needing a band to tour in support of the record, O'Connor enlisted his IRL bandmates to become the Primitive Radio Gods with lead guitarist Luke McEliffe. Sparks quit his day job driving a beer truck to join the band. The title, which does not appear in the lyric, comes from a 1978 song by Bruce Cockburn, called Outside a Broken Phone Booth with Money in My Hand. Okay, so he also has a song, which is on Cockburn's album Further Adventures of. Chris O'Connor told us I had already finished the song and thought, that's it. I threw standing in front. At the time, I would have swore I lifted word for word. When we asked Chris O'Connor what the song's about, he replied, a light that never goes out. Very interesting. That feels happy. Interesting. The female vocals are by Mary Kay Fishel. This song was also in a movie. One of the most unusual hit songs ever recorded. One of the more unusual hit songs ever recorded. Complete with church bells, distortion, a soft synth, a title that never appears in the lyrics, and a very brief chorus of do 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 do. When the band toured, it was on the strength of this hit, but the other songs in their set list were more standard guitar-based blues. This discrepancy didn't play well live, and the band couldn't really expand their following. One more single was distributed to radio stations, a track called literally called the MFer. That went nowhere, and the band was dropped from their label. In 2000, they resurfaced with a new album called White Hot Peach. Directed by Gob TV Collective, the music video was shot in London. Chris O'Connor was still working as an air traffic controller at the time and called in 3 sick times so he could do the shoot. It did very well on MTV, which helped the song's future considerably. This song deserves a comment. This was a one-hit wonder, obviously. It was a good song. I liked it. It's stuck in my head now. All right, thank you for joining me. I think, to me, this song seemed like questioning God and also questioning a search for answers that was incited by a relationship. That's what I got out of it. A light that never goes out, though. That's interesting. Feels like a very abstract song. And obviously, just my opinion. Everyone, let me know what you think the song's about down in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Thank you for spending some time with me. And yeah, stay tuned for more videos soon. If you enjoy this type of content, consider subscribing. Deathstroke 9, out.